Welcome to the Life Alley. This is the podcast where faith meets funny, where love gets real, and life is just as quirky as your Aunt Susan's Christmas sweater. I'm your host, Marion. We don't know each other, but let me tell you, this is nothing like Grandma's Bible study, though we love Grandma. Here, we're going to dive into the messy, the beautiful, the awkward, and sometimes downright hilarious parts of life. From relationships to upbringings to love, experiences, and of course, our faith in God. If you're looking for a podcast where equal parts soul food and laugh out loud moments come together, you've come to the right place. Okay, let's be real. Since this is episode 1, I figured, why not start with a little get to know you? Let's lay it all out there. No filter, no judgment, and definitely a little oversharing. We'll see how brave I'm feeling. And we'll talk about why this podcast started and what you can expect from said podcast. We'll share hilarious stories from my life, and I'll give you a peek into the wonderful chaos that's me. Spoiler alert. It involves an intensely awkward church youth retreat and a first crush gone bad. Very bad. Little bit about me. I can't speak French, but somehow I can speak a little bit of Mandarin, and I'm more comfortable with chickens than I am with goats. You'll find out why later in the episode. My favorite color, I would say it's gray. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I find it adorable. I like weird music. Would I say I like chips and salsa? Sure. Why not? I don't like chocolates and flowers as a first date gesture. I find it incredibly childish. But hey, that's just me. That's my take on life. I wonder what yours is. Okay, let's get serious, right? Let's talk about why I'm here. Well, not existentially. That's a topic for mom and dad to share with you at a later date. But let's talk about why this podcast is happening. You see, I happen to have two of the weirdest friends known to man. Two incredible young men who definitely need a lot of prayers for their mental health. They drive me crazy and everyone around them, but we love them nonetheless. You see, they had this incredibly interesting idea to put me in front of a mic and let me say whatever crazy thought came into my mind. And when I asked what would we be talking about on podcast, they said whatever mind give. Mind give this, so me talk about this. But I don't think this is where the story actually began. You see, all my life, I've always felt that life was a mix of Sunday sermons, family drama, and trying to figure out why my love life feels like a rom-com in 1 minute, a reality show the next, and a horror movie the one after that. Through all of this, my faith has always been my anchor. But let's be real, Christianity doesn't always give you a guidebook on how to handle that awkward first date, or navigating that one relative who's always blessed and highly favored but is highly judgmental and will not hesitate to tell you look like a walrus in that dress. But one of my favorite things about faith is how personal it is. It's just you and God. It's your story. You tell it how you want. But that doesn't mean it has to be boring, though. So why this podcast? It's my way of sharing what I've learned. Laughing at what I still don't understand. Realizing that there is more to understand. And hopefully, connecting with people like you along the way. Okay, I seem to remember I promised you a story about me so you could get a peek into the chaos. When I was 15 years old, my church decided that the youths were forming cliques. Antisocial. We didn't want to do anything with anybody. We all wanted to be on our own. Until they decided to organize a retreat. And we were taken to a conservative park. Yes, that is actually what this is called, but it's not conservative in the way you're thinking. It was a mini zoo with picnic spots and a playground and they call them picture holes. They actually call them picture holes. And we went and it was incredible. We were having fun. And all of a sudden, my pastor has this bright idea that we should pet goats. Like the farm animal goats. And so, I go to pet a goat. Till today, I do not know what spooked this goat. But I had turned around to talk to a friend of mine, and she pats me in a frantic motion and says, "Coming your way." And I turn around and I see a huge goat chasing me. Imagine a 5'7" girl in a flowy gown being chased by a goat. And imagine her legs kicking. That's exactly what I was doing. I ran so fast that I hit the car we were supposed to go into, and I began to cry. And when I entered the car, all I could do was weep. "This was a bad idea," I said. "I feel like I'm going to be traumatized for the rest of my life," I said. And told my pastor, "When judgment day comes, I'm sure you're going to be judged for this." Till today, they still laugh at me about that. But, see? You're getting to know me a little bit. Don't worry. There are more interesting stories. After all, I have lived 20-something years. I have stories to tell you, trust me. But that's my story. I want to hear from you. What is the funniest, most memorable story you have to tell? Did you say something awkward during prayer? Sing that awkward song during choir practice? Get hit with the "you're in my prayers" from your frenemy? And for the ones who are not Christians, who are listening to this, who find that it's their way to connect with God or just interested in what this is, tell me your story. Whatever it is, say that one thing that's on your mind. And I might just read it on the next episode. To share it with me, you can just DM me on Instagram. My handle is _it's Ryan. It's being ITSRION. And hey, if you're having fun or you're loving this vibe, share. subscribe, leave a review. 5-star. Come on. Don't leave me hanging. Seriously though. Your support means everything. It also means that I'm not the only one with this weird ideology, or who just wants someone else to listen to everything they're saying, or everything they're thinking. I'd love to keep this journey going with you. Huh. That's a wrap, I guess, on the very first episode of The Life Alley. Now, next week, we're diving headfirst into relationships. Yes. Those relationships. The good, the bad, the awkward, the terrifying, and everything in between. You don't want to miss it. Trust me. Thanks for tuning in, for laughing with me, and for being part of this amazing community. Until next time, keep the faith, spread the love, and remember, grace is free. But a good cup of coffee, now that's priceless. See ya.